Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin here, back with the latest episode of the SNA podcast, episode 64. This is the wrestling news video, which is part wrestling news video part 13, and we're going to be talking about the latest wrestling news stories and rumors that y'all guys need to know, and wrestling articles from PW Insider. But yeah, we We're going to be talking about the latest news and updates, what's going on in the wrestling world. Y'all need to know. Let's begin. We're going to be running on the wrestling articles from PW Insider. We're going to start off. Our first news today is here. Let's see. And then we got some Jay Cargill news now. It says right here to this article. It says complete WWE Fastlane pay-per-view coverage of last night. No. Let's move on to another article. I already did a recap of Fastlane. Come on. Let's see. You got some AEW news. Come on. If nothing really is on here, then I'm going to try to go to another article. You know what? I'll just go to another one. Maybe Wrestling Inc. Wrestling articles from Wrestling Inc. Wrestling articles from Wrestling Inc. Wrestling articles from Wrestling Inc. Okay, let's start off. There's not really much news on PW Insider, but I'm gonna go right here to Wrestling Inc. Right here. Let's see what's on the news. Come on, I gotta get a new phone. Hey, this Samsung is not doing me any justice right now, or favors, let alone. Sorry about the delays, about lack of news into this video, but I'm gonna make it up for this whole entire video. Till I get numbers of hundreds of videos. And okay, finally we got some Dax Harwood news now. Like it says, Dax Harwood addresses rumors of FTR leaving following title loss, following leaving AEW. Following title loss. We're going to talk about that right here, right now. Let's see. And according to this article on Wrestling Inc., it says FTR recently lost the AEW World Tag Team titles to Big Bill and Absolute Ricky Starks on last night's episode of AEW Collision. And after the match, Dax Harwood took to social media and said that it's been a good run and signed off with his trademark "Top Guys Out" catchphrase, and this led to speculations that he and Cash Wheeler and which are set to leave on leaving AEW. However, Dax Harwood has since confirmed that both he and tag team partner will be sticking around with the company. And it said, saying, "Guys, I said top guys out all the time." Harwood wrote this on Twitter. He's like formerly known as Twitter. Wrote this on X, formerly known as Twitter. Like, we ain't going nowhere. This is our home. That's that said, it's understandable why some people interpreted Harwood's original post as well. The tweet was accompanied by several pictures from their last AEW tag title run, including one of them hanging out with the recently departed CM Punk. The the post comes across as the end of a chapter, but apparently Harwood was only saying goodbye to their latest title reign. But yeah, like don't like yeah, fans like if wrestlers say something, don't take it out of context unless you ask them about it or try to figure out what they mean by when they send a message like that onto social media, including Twitter. Like, just my best advice to give you guys. But yeah, and what do you think about Dax Harwood losing alongside his tag partner Cash Wheeler at AEW's Collision show at last night's Collision, which I recapped last night on the SNA podcast, episode 63. Make sure y'all check that out. And yeah, that's my best advice. Do not take it out of context. Like the best thing is to try to figure out what's the exact truth if you want to hear what he mean by say goodbye and top guys out. But yeah, like you said, for starters, he always says that catchphrase. But yeah, what do you thought about that? And do you think that the FTR is going to stay with AEW, or you think you're going to leave very soon? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, it's been noted that they re-signed their deals like with All Elite Wrestling when they it's been reported that they re-signed with the All Elite promotion when they won their second reign as AEW Tag Team Champion, which was the recent one from back in April, which was a 6-month reign because back in April they beat the Guns in a title versus career match. Like, if FTR wins, they win their second reign as the All Elite Wrestling World Tag Team Championships and keep their jobs in AEW. And they teased it, and then they teased like if they lost, then they would have to leave AEW. Looking like a tease that they could go back to the WWE. And then, however, like before that match stipulation, they were it was noted that Cash Wheeler was sending an offer of returning with a negotiation, which he showed a paperwork of. Like, well, it showed it was the paperwork right when Cash Wheeler was showing off something on his Instagram story. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all decide what about FTR's status in AEW down below. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. I don't understand why is my phone being so inconvenient right now. Wrestling news articles from Wrestling Inc. Don't you ever have one of these days that your phone can be very inconvenient? Let's move on to the next news. Hey. Let's see. My apologies for you guys. Trey, you gotta sit right in the stair, stand right into the side. Uncle SNA's trying to see what else to talk about on here, but my phone's being a pain in the butt right now. I don't understand why is it doing this. I know I've got too many tabs open, but that shouldn't be the only reason why it's acting like this, though. But But let's continue. We're going to talk about, as soon as this loads up, what's on the article. Okay, we got some Cody Rhodes news now. It says Cody Rhodes isn't Leah liaison to AEW's talent says he's excited to have Jade Cargill in WWE. And it says right here, shortly after signing with WWE, former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill revealed that Cody Rhodes' presence in the company was one of the leading factors that persuaded her to make the move to WWE last night. Last night, Jade Cargill made an appearance on the WWE Fastlane Kickoff show, the same premium live event Cody last won the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship with alongside Jey Uso. During the Fastlane press conference, Rhodes shared his thoughts on Cargill's arrival to WWE. Said, I was very excited for her to make this jump, and very proud. Rhodes said. Jade came from the Nightmare Factory, but I didn't train her. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail people in the future when I write my book. Maybe I do. Maybe I do, but no. QT Marshall and Carolyn Larry Cooley. Trey, what are you doing? Not here. Trey, why are you coming in here? What's the matter, Trey? But anyways, my apologies. But because you guys set her up, they trained her. This phone just really went off on me this time. What's next? But anyways, I'm about to go back. Everything's all right, Tway. What's happening? I need to get a new phone. I do not want Twitter. I said. What's wrong with this phone? It just went right off when I was reading the middle. Sorry, my viewers. Like, my phone's being very inconvenient. Can you go out there and just and be good and have fun with Grandpa? Uncle SNA's kind of busy doing the podcast. Oh, brother. But anyway, just continuing on to the news. I understand why my phone did this. It's kind of irritating me right now. Like, do you ever have phones that can be very inconvenient with you guys? Let me know about that in the comments section down below. But anyways, let's see right here. Come on. I don't have all video to do this. Like, what the fans want right here is to hear some news, wrestling news, about the wildest wrestling news and rumors that we need. No. Come on. Okay, Cody Rhodes. Back to the Cody Rhodes news about Jade Cargill getting trained by QT Marshall. But anyway, this is right here. Where was I? Oh yeah, etc. They trained her, and they're help and they've helped her to get to the spot where she took this big leap. There's an E in front of the A. There's a big leap. So I'm just very proud. Now the work begins. There is a mindset here at WWE that did not exist. Maybe it did, and I didn't notice it. Noticed it, but far as the show comes together, this is an individual business. It's tricky. It's political. It's show business. That team mindset. What we have has proved. What we have has proved. So fruitful. Now I just hope she can rise to the challenge and the occasion. I think for sure she'll be able to. And what you thought about Cody Rhodes' opinion about Jade Cargill's arrival into WWE? Let me know down in the comments below. And what do you thought about him bringing up the AEW wrestlers who trained the Nightmare Factor when Cody Rhodes was in AEW when Jade Cargill was there? And do you think she's gonna encounter Cody Rhodes again, and except this time possibly face Brandy Rhodes, teaming with Cody Rhodes, and then have her tag partner Shaq, like something similar from AEW. Except it'll finally successfully do this match because Brandy Rhodes is no longer pregnant. Like she hasn't been pregnant for like probably 2 years now, and also because she recently gave birth to their daughter Liberty. But this is where but it was Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet taking on Shaq and Jade Cargill. We could possibly see some say it could be Charlotte Flair teams with Cody Rhodes to take on Jade Cargill and Shaq, but I don't know. Like, what would Charlotte would have to do with her aligning with the American Nightmare, other than both of their fathers used to battle against each other back in the back 4 or 5 decades ago. My apologies. Wrong year term, but yeah, for 4 or 5 decades ago. But anyways, yeah, let me know everything about this in the comments section down below. And when asked if he had chatted with other AEW stars about potentially coming on board to WWE, Rhodes clarified that he has no intentions of being the liaison between his former colleagues and WWE. Rhodes assured that everyone's circumstances are different, and ultimately he hopes that every talent chooses the path they believe is best suited for them. But yeah, let me know about this about this news in the comments section down below. I would love to hear y'all's opinions. But yeah, I think this would be a perfect time if they put Jade Cargill in the program with the Rhodes family. Like, it should be him and his wife Brandy Rhodes taking on her and Shaq with something that should have happened in AEW, but we're finally going to see this somewhat of a dream match in WWE. If Brandy Rhodes decide to go to WWE and Shaq as well. But yeah. And we got more Cody Rhodes news now. We got Cody Rhodes has no. It says Cody Rhodes has no intentions of replacing Dusty as a coach at the WWE Performance Center. And it says right here, prior to his death in 2015, WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes, which God bless his soul and rest in peace, legendary American Dreams, by the way. And this is, it says like Dusty Rhodes lent his extent as extensive wrestling knowledge to the up and coming superstars in the company's developmental territory of WWE. It did it again. I really need to get a new phone. Like, yeah, it's really getting very aggravating. Like, luckily, my internet app tabs are not gonna have to restart all over again. But luckily, that's not gonna happen whatsoever. But I just hate it when it goes back to my main menu of my phone. It just gets very irritating. Like, I know it's half full percent right now, or half empty percent, I should say, because it's draining down rather going up. But that's not going to slow us down from talking about the news. But anyways, let's continue of the Cody Rhodes news. Of extensive WWE knowledge of company and development of WWE's NXT, serving as one of the coaches at the WWE Performance Center during the WWE in the Performance Center, and during the WWE Fastlane press conference, Dusty's son, aka Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, was asked if he had an interest in fulfilling the same role someday, just like his father, Dusty. And he said, my manager can tell you this. My manager can tell you this. When I come back to WWE, I flat out told them I will never step foot in the Performance Center. The reason was not my dislike of the Performance Center. It's Dusty's. Like everywhere in there, and it's hard, Cody said. Then I ended up being in the Performance Center like a month later to do medical or something. And then this is he's like, okay, like I went back on that. Dusty taught communications, communications. He taught promos. He called it communication. No one really filled that spot after he left. I always thought somebody like Mick Foley or somebody would fill that spot. Somebody's who's someone who's been there, not but there. Somebody who's been there did it. Like, and when while Cody, and it says like Cody apprehensive to take on training position at the Performance Center. He will return to the venue for Tuesday's episode of NXT, where's slated to make a major announcement. The contents An announcement is yet to be revealed, but Cody did promise that he is looking forward to having some fun with the special appearance, although a part of him is also genuinely terrified to be back at the PC. But anyways, yeah, what do you thought about Cody Rhodes' comments about not following the footsteps of his father Dusty? Y'all let me know down below. But yeah, he was a legend. Like even my parents watched him back in the '80s of his time in professional wrestling, and he also trained the likes of the wrestlers that are wrestling today, like the likes of Big E, Enzo Amore, I believe FTR, and Mercedes Monet, and who else? And there was somebody too that was trained by Dusty. I believe Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, definitely. Like, and so many more. That's whether they're on WWE, AEW, Impact, or New Japan Pro Wrestling, or anywhere in professional wrestling. Like, they've been trained by the legendary Dusty, like nearly a decade ago, if not already. But yeah, and also it's been noted, yeah, that Cody Rhodes is going to be making appearances, so he's going to have no choice but to go to the PC, like which he said he's going to have lots of fun there. Although it's going to be face to face with AEW's Tuesday night title edition of Dynamite, or Title Tuesday edition of Dynamite, which I believe the MLB's playoffs games are going to be on all day on Wednesday, so that's why they're going to do it on Tuesday. And what do you think? Who's gonna come out with the victory with the 18 to 49 demographics? Y'all let me know down in the comments about that as well. And I'm gonna be doing a review, like a back-to-back video, like I did last night and the night before. Like it'll be the NXT review and the Dynamite review, and then this one again, Trey. But anyways, this is where. But yeah, like, and I won't be doing a Dynamite review on Wednesday. Instead, I'm probably do another news video. Make sure I check that out. The wrestling news part 14, I believe. Yeah, stay tuned for that as well. So we can talk about even more exclusive news stories and rumors in the world of professional wrestling. Okay, let's move on to the next news now. We got. Okay, next up we got some John Cena news now. We got John Cena clarifies whether he will immediately leave WWE when the SAG-AFTRA strike ends. And it says right here, it says as the SAG-AFTRA negotiations continue, John Cena provides some clarity about his future in WWE when the actors' strike eventually comes to an end. And then during WWE's Fastlane press conference, John Cena revealed that he plans on returning to Hollywood to resume his acting duties. And it says right here, once the strike is over, and he said, I've made it clear that you can't do both WWE and Hollywood because of the liability insurance. And it says, Johnson says, if I were to try and juggle both, that's very selfish because that would put a whole lot of people in the movie business out of work. If something were to happen to me. So yes, I stopped a project in the middle of it. I can't even talk about the project because of the strike we're in, but of that I'm crossing what is it right here. I'm crossing my fingers and hope we can find a resolve everyone is happy with for right now. I think this is the best way I can help is is come come back home help is come back home to my family. While it's uncertain when the SAG-AFTRA strike may conclude, WWE fans can still look forward to a few more appearances from the GOAT in the upcoming weeks following his tag team victory along with LA Knight at Fastlane. Cena is advertised for the next 3 episodes of Friday Night SmackDown, with his latest run scheduled to end on October 27th. Of WWE's head to the lands to the Fizzery Formula in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Head to the Fizzy Formula in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's right. But yeah, what do you think about John Cena probably gonna be in WWE for 3 more weeks until he probably goes back to the Hollywood when the SAG-AFTRA strike ends? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think that John Cena is gonna make an appearance? This means he's still gonna make his appearance and possibly his last appearance until the next time he returns in WWE at the Saudi Arabia event, which is Crown Jewel, the next pay-per-view. And do you think he's gonna face Roman Reigns, or do you think LA Knight should go and face the Tribal Chief? Y'all let me know down in the comment section down below. And also, and then what else is also say right here about John Cena? But yeah, and do you think the even though this is not some kind of Hollywood kind of video, but I'll say, what do you think about the SAG-AFTRA strike? Strike going on in Hollywood. And do you think it's going to end very soon, or do you think we're going to see we're going to see them going to keep continuing to strike for many weeks, if not months to come? Y'all let me know down below. But anyway, this is where we're going to move on to the next news. It's Brian Pillman Jr. news now. It says right here, video vignettes tease Brian Pillman Jr.'s NXT debut, which we talked about that once before, like a week ago, I believe. This is where it says Brian Pillman Jr. joined WWE back in August, but he's yet to make his presence known on television. The former AEW star is expected to debut on WWE NXT in the near future, and the latest tease from the brand's Instagram account suggests that it might happen sooner rather than later. And according to this Instagram post, this is where of the video shows an unidentifiable man, presumably Pillman Jr., sitting down and flicking through television channels. The on-screen footage features brief highlights on his father, Brian Pillman Sr. On his football career for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yuck. No offense to the Pillmans, but anyways, and clips from WCW Saturday night, and after the vignette focuses on more recent WWE content with superstars such as Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair making an appearance. That said, the the nods, the nods on to the nods to the Pillman, nods to the Pillman suggest that his son might be getting ready to debut, but will it make on this week's episode of NXT? The video can be viewed below. Yeah, below on if you click on the Instagram feed. According to this, like, and I can show you a little image of this about the post with Brian Pillman Jr. Or not Brian Pillman Jr. NXT posted about this vignette of a new guy on WWE's NXT. And do you think it's gonna be Brian Pillman Jr. that's doing these vignettes and looking at the Cincinnati Bengals, which his father formerly played football for before he got into wrestling, and then he wrestled for WCW, then WWE before his tragic, sad death. And then Mr. Pillman Jr. himself, I would love to gladly send my condolences to your father for losing him at a young age, from like over 24. Correct me, and if you're watching this, yeah, correct me, like wherever that's convenient for you. But yeah, and for you viewers that are watching, what do you think about it? Could be Brian Pillman. Do you think it's him or somebody else? And could this be a near coincidence that he changed it with the Cincinnati Bengals? My opinion, I don't think that's the case. I think it is Brian Pillman because it's been noted. One, it's been noted that he left AEW and joined WWE in August, and also, yeah, this vignette says it all. That's confirmed of Brian Pillman Jr. because it showed the Cincinnati Bengals WCW, like the Saturday night special, like with like when he was the Hollywood Blondes in WWE from over 20 years ago. And yeah, and then for those who believe that's Brian Pillman Jr. on those mystery vignettes on NXT, do you think he's gonna make his debut on this upcoming NXT this episode this upcoming Tuesday, or do you think it's gonna? Or you think that NXT is gonna, or do you think it's gonna be another NXT episode, or even the next pay per view, possibly at Over the Limit, or whatever it's called, or no, Deadline. That's what it is. NXT Deadline in December, or which that's probably very long. It's probably gonna be either between now or anytime in November. But yeah, just keep your opinions down below. We're gonna move on to the next video. To the next news now is Triple H addresses Edge's departure from WWE. The machine doesn't stop for anyone. This is where it says right here. This from Wrestling Inc.'s article wrote by Ella J. It says this is where she said upon his departure from WWE, Adam Edge Copeland stated his belief that his and WWE had outgrown each other, which pursued him to seek work elsewhere. As a result, Copeland is now officially signed to All Elite Wrestling. During the WWE's Fastlane press conference, WWE COO Paul Triple H Levesque provided his assessment of Copeland's exit. He said, "Time was right for him. Time was right for us," Levesque said. I think he had an amazing career and an amazing send-off here. I think he felt like he had done what there was to do. We sort of felt like, think you're right. I wish him the best. I think he said the other day, there is no animosity here. There are no hard feelings. He's doing what's right for him and his family. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Very happy for him. I I I send him that a message. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of him and happy for him. This has this has to be right for you. This is this is a grind a lot of hard work. It has to be right for you. If somebody feels like a if somebody feels like a different opportunity is for them, great, that's wonderful, but the machine doesn't stop for anyone. We we are going to continue to grow and continue to be what we do. And what do you think about Triple H's press conference? Opinion on the press conference? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it was him. No, you're fine. You good. Grandpa. He was messing with Grandpa's stuff, and he's like, Grandpa, you better stop. I mean, Trey, you better stop it. And then he's like, he tried went right in here, and he went right into the bed. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. but anyways, yeah. What you thought about Triple H's opinion about Adam Copeland, the former Raider, the former Edge, and yeah, like and recently, last Sunday, I believe, at Wrestle Dreams, that he made his AEW debut by coming for the save, coming for the aid of Darby Allin and Sting, when his longtime best friend Christian Cage and the backstabbing Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus outnumbered the Icon and the half skeleton wrestler. But yeah, you let me know down in the comments below what you think about this, and then what do you think about Adam Copeland's in the message that no hard feelings and he doing this for family, like, which that is the case, because he let everybody know from the press conference from Wrestle Dreams and the post show Dynamite, when he said he asked his daughters Lyric and Ruby that where he should do next. He retire or continue his dreams as a pro wrestler, continue his goals as a pro wrestler. And this is when his daughter said, go to Uncle Jay, which is Christian Cage, which he did so, and now he looks like he's going to be in a program with his longtime best friend. And yeah, and I'd love to hear y'all's opinions about all of this in the comment section down below. We're going to move on to the next article. We got some Matt Hardy news now. It says Matt Hardy on why Anthony Bowen stank him and Jeff Hardy on AEW after AEW Rampage. And it says the Hardys recently got the chance to compete for the AEW Trios Championship along with brother Isaiah Cassidy, and while they didn't walk away with the gold, Matt Hardy was left feeling happy after a backstage interaction with Anthony Bowen's post-match. And it says Anthony Bowen's comeback. He said, I just want to thank you and Jeff. I don't know you realize when I was growing up, you guys were my favorites. You guys made me feel like it's okay to be different. You don't have to be like everybody else, I should say. It was really such an honor, and it was such a pleasure to be in the ring with you tonight, and it means so much to me. Hardy revealed on his Extreme Live of Matt Hardy podcast on his YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check that out. He got some pretty cool stuff to talk about in the world of professional wrestling on his YouTube channel. But what you thought about this this confession from the master of the deletion about the master of the scissors thanking the Hardy Boys and being an inspiration, because they were kind of inspiration for me and my brother of being as wrestling fans. And we were that one of the guys that was the reason why we were interested in the wrestling business in the first place. And we always sometimes get compared by we were like the Hardy Boys, like Matt and Jeff. But what you thought about this? Yeah. Anyways, what you thought about this? And and what do you think? Who do you think is going to win this AEW Trios Tag Team Championship match? Is it going to be the Acclaim or is it going to be the Hardy Boys with Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn, or Matt and Jeff Hardy and Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy? Y'all let me know also about that in the comment section down below. And also it says the Hardys certainly brought a unique style in appearance during the Attitude Era, sporting long hair and unusual ring gear. They often wore vibrant colors that allowed them to stand out on a crowded roster, inspiring others that it was perfectly fine to live life to the beat of your own drum. And evidently, Hardy was a role model for Bowens, and life has now come full circle for one third of the AEW Trios Tag Team Champions, as he now gets the chance to inspire others as one of the few pro wrestlers in history to be openly gay. Bowens is knocking down barriers that will be no doubt inspire the future generation in the sport, which Hardy appreciates. It's cool to get in the ring with him. Hardy said he's great. He's a great guy, and I just love everything that he stands for. And what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? Think about this. About Anthony Bowens now being a role model and an inspiration himself with his gimmick is the Acclaim's freestyling, scissor profiling group. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, let's move on to we got some more Triple H and Jade Cargill in the news now that Triple H addresses addresses Jade Cargill's absence from WWE Fastlane when we'll see her on television. Like this is where this is where it says Jade Cargill according to this article that Jade Cargill later made an appearance on the WWE Fastlane WWE Kickoff show, emerging from a white SUV where she was greeted by WWE COO Paul Triple H Levesque, while WWE showed Cargill arriving at the venue. On the pre-show, the former AEW TBS champion was not featured on the main show, leaving many fans to speculate when they might see her as an official fixture on WWE's television. On the WWE Fastlane press conference, Levesque provided an answer, saying, "When she's ready to blow the roof off everything we do," Levesque said, there's one thing that I am patient for stuff like this. Her ability and rise has been incredibly quick. This is a different system. This is a different level of everything. What doesn't exist elsewhere exists here. That opportunity to learn at a different level and get to a different place. It's just the way it is. One thing have learned about her in the short time I've known her is that she's ready for it all. She's ready to dig and she's ready to work her ass off. She wants to be she wants to be the best. When I talked about that thing, the team thing, she's ready to be on this team and drive everything on the team. It's exciting to see. And then y'all, and then as the as the anticipation for for Cargill's WWE in-ring debut continues to grow, Levesque uh, re, reintegrated integrated that she will reappear whenever she is ready. Th- though it's unknown when Cargill will fully uh, e- equipped. Levesque is confident that she will knock it out of the park on WWE television. Everyone is chomping at the bit to work with her. I think that's going to create some incredible programming when she's ready. She's gonna be huge, Levesque said. And what do you think about Triple H's opinion on the arrival of Jade Cargill making her on-screen appearance in overall in WWE? And when do you think she's gonna make her return to make another appearance in the WWE, perhaps making her in-ring debut into the company? Y'all let me know straight down in the comments section down below. Next up, we got some Grayson Waller news now. Say why WWE's Grayson Waller makes John Cena wish he'd done one thing differently. And it says right here, backed by his strong speaking skills and heelish attitude, Grayson Waller has received several comparisons to former WWE champion The Miz, a theme that Waller happily embraces on WWE's The Bump. 16-time WWE champion John Cena continued that trend, explaining how Waller's confidence is similar to that of The Miz, whom Cena has worked extensively with the past. I mean, this extensively in the past. It's the same self assurance that Cena wishes he possessed during the early stages of his WWE career, saying saying like on this, like Grayson reminds me a whole lot of Miz, a lot for all of Miz's confidence slash uh, uh, arrogant, arrogance, arrogance. He's been here for 19 years, and he's one of the most reliable and decorated elite performers in WWE history. The fact that he's been here for 19 years and continued to crush it, I think that says good things about Grayson Waller, and I like to see somebody come in with confidence. Cena said, "Looking back on my existence, I should say, looking at my existence, I wish I had more confidence. I wish I had Grayson Waller's swagger back in 2002 when I slapped Kurt Angle instead of timidly shook the Undertaker's hand when I should have slapped him too. I I had that ruthless. I didn't have that ruthless aggression. He's got it. He got it, and I admire that." While John Cena recognizes uh, the that Grayson Waller still recognize that Waller still has few elements to to hone to hone in the hone on, and it says he believes that the Australian performer has laid out firm foundation for himself, which greatly benefits him now per per the guidance of Cena. Waller must continue building. He's got a few things to learn so as somebody who's got a lot of in-ring wisdom. I wanna shake him and be like you. Don't know this is in your future, but he'll find all that stuff out. Cena said he's got the first ingredient ingredient he believes in who he is. And what you thought about this article again? Like once again, we talked about this. Like I believe he does have that swagger and he does have that attitude and that persona that's similar. That has that self-made cocky confidence that thinks he has everything perfect and right. And even the Grayson Waller effect compares the Miz's Miz TV segments. And I think this would also help him become a star in the main roster. And like I said, hopefully he gets something good in his life. Good in his life as a professional wrestler. Like you are becoming main eventers, holding world championship go, even mid-card and tag team championship go. And I believe he's gonna possibly turn babyface. Like I said, this is gonna be my opinion and my prediction that this upcoming February, where they're gonna head over to Australia to take to have their Extreme Rules pay-per-view take place and host it at. And then I believe this couldn't be any other place, not even WrestleMania itself, to have the Aussie icon turn babyface, especially when he gets over with his gimmick and his performance from the fans. And what do you think about my theory and my prediction? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And also, let me know about your opinion about John Cena's opinion about the arrogant Aussie. Yeah. And then also we got some Booker T news now. It says right here, Booker T admits he was nowhere near his prime as King Booker in WWE. Let me reread this to make this perfect for you. Booker T admits he was nowhere near his prime as King Booker in WWE. This says right here, WWE's King of the Ring tournament has produced a number of royal gimmicks over the years of its existence, but few are as memorable as the run of King Booker following Booker T's 2006 King of the Ring victory. However, on his Hall of Fame podcast, the WWE star openly admitted that the run occurred past the peak of his physical capabilities, saying, "I know when I was King Booker, I was nowhere near my prime. But damn it, I could still go," Booker T said. "I could still work with the best of them. I could still perform and make you think was at my time level. Not my time, but top level. My apologies for a different T word. But anyway, my top level. And that's what performers do." The two-time Hall of Famer stated that everyone I mean, that every wrestler gets up to a certain age where they can begin to feel the 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 cumulative effects of their bump card bump card. However, Booker made sure that note that being past your prime is not something negative to worry about, but rather in the in the in even even evitability of life. I And then he also said, I said the time thing about Nick Aldis. Booker T stated, is he still in the prime of his career? No, he's not, as far as those years where he could go as long and as hard as he could go. When he was in the early or mid 20s or early 30s, that's prime years. You you can say that in that's not a negative on anybody. These the, these days, people want to make that a negative, but it's not. What do you think about your opinion about Booker T thinking his King Booker gimmick was out of his prime, or again, what do you think about Booker T praising Nick Aldis still in his prime despite being in his late 30s, I believe? But y'all let me know all about that in the comments section down below. I would say I think he was in his prime. He was still wrestling John Cena like if he was still in his late 20s or even early 30s, which he's probably in his 50s now. But he's looking like if he was like in his 20s or 30s when he was wrestling the likes of John Cena, Booker T, Batista, Bobby Lashley, and etc. And we got some DIY news now. Is Tommaso Ciampa is excited for DIY reunion, reveals top choice of opinions, and it says right here, after months of speculation on where Johnny Gargano was following the stars' extended absence, even with where's Johnny missing posters splashed across social media by his best friend, and WWE made his return on an episode of WWE's this past Monday on Raw, which I made a review of on. Make sure to check that out on the SNA podcast. I forget the episode right now, but I need to go back and see it. But it made his return on this episode of Raw to save former DIY tag team partner Tommaso Ciampa from an attack by Imperium. Now that the tag team made famous on WWE's NXT is seemingly back together, Ciampa offered his thoughts on the reunion on an episode of the After the Bell podcast, and he said during the conversation, Ciampa said that he recognized their tag team never really got going on the main roster. DIY had a few matches on the main roster a few years back, but he said he wasn't sure how many people would actually remember that. He said DIY has never been talked about on the main roster, and he came onto the scene without Gargano. And he said, I came up, I wasn't doing stuff with the Miz. I mean, when I came up, I was doing stuff with the Miz. Not wasn't. I was. My apologies. I was doing stuff with the Miz, and I got that little bit of a rub with the U.S. title opportunity, and then I had to go away for surgery. By the time I'm gone, Johnny Gargano coming up. He's doing his own thing. So so together, there's been no tease for DIY. The so the fact that Johnny could came out in San Jose could be chanting for DIY, with the fans chanting DIY and give the reaction that they gave when we hug, like when we hug. He said, and yeah, what do you think about the of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa reuniting as DIY? And do you think that, and what you thought about this? Like, and yeah, it all Johnny Gargano got called to the main roster. I believe Johnny Gargano let his contract expire and he became a free agent. By the time where before Tommaso Ciampa got called to the main roster, he was doing this thing with as the Miz's ally or lackey. And then he even got, and then the good thing about it, he got a United States Championship opportunity to face Bobby Lashley when Lashley was the U.S. title at the time. And then he had to go out and get some surgery. By that time, Johnny Gargano made his main roster debut. He started doing his own thing, like being in feuds with Baron Corbin and The Miz. And then after the draft, like when he was teasing about bringing in Johnny Gargano, bringing Tommaso Ciampa into the Way family, and Candice LeRae was not so sure because of their past history in NXT, and then ever since he left, we got the returning of Tommaso Ciampa when he started doing the programming with. First, it was with The Miz, and then Big Bronson Reed, then Shinsuke Nakamura at one hand, and then Imperium when he fought when he recently fought Gunther for his Intercontinental Championship this past Monday on Raw, which he came unsuccessfully short. And then this is where his minions, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, outnumbered him and started double teaming him until Johnny Gargano made his long-awaited return from the past 5 months of being out of action, springboard spearing and super kicks, and doing the double team super kick knee strike for the send off the crowd home happy. But also said on this article, say to have the whole place saying DIY, saying DIY, it was one of those moments I was like, wait, we've done nothing to train you people in one night. We tried to build me as a viable contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and we just brought Johnny up. No build, no expectations. So to have that crowd react and go, oh, we know that they are called DIY, like that to me was a big success, Ciampa said, because that was like, shoot, that's with nothing, that's with no machine behind us, that's with no anything. We start to go now, and they start to see us on a weekly basis. And he also said, like us, that the basis of us, no basis together. Whether that be backstage promos and interactions, because we can have a lot of fun that way, or we have some matches where we have some time, because that's what DIY was in NXT for. Ciampa said they have great relationship with with their with their niche audience or niche niche I believe or niche audience for niche audience. But now he and Gargano are ready for a global audience as DIY. He said they need the audience, but they need the audience to buy into the idea that DIY can win the tag team championships and be main eventers. He said he's excited for opportunities and new matchups the main roster brings. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is obviously a dream match that I a see a lot brought up onto the internet. Ciampa said. And what do you think about Tommaso Ciampa's opinion about what he thought about the reaction from the fans when Johnny Gargano came for the save for him and reunite their tag team alliance? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And what do you thought about this? Like, what do you thought about the Tommaso Ciampa saying this was the last minute call, like without any expectations or any rehearsals or any plans for this whatsoever? Like, y'all y'all let me know, anything about this or the matter whatsoever in the comment section down below. We're gonna. And what do you think? And also, before I go move on to the next news, what do you think was what's next for the Blackhearted Ciampa and Johnny Wrestling? The one of them is probably back as the tag team, probably going after for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I would love to hear y'all's opinions right in the comment section right down below. And then let's move on to the next. We got some John Cena news now. More John Cena news, I should say. It says John Cena thinks of this star every time he watches Solo Sikoa. And let's see right here. He said right here, John Cena, who is currently in a feud with the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, has drawn a paralysis between Sikoa and the late Umaga. And then John Cena appeared on the bump this past week where he was asked by host Kayla Braxton about the youngest member of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and what has stood out most about the former NXT star, and saying the striking parallel, I should say, not paralysis, parallel. My apologies. The striking parallel, he runs to Umaga, and in every face to be put at that conversation is rarefied air. Solo is a bit of what's that cool a conundrum, but when I see him perform, I think of the hard fought battles I had against Umaga, and they run a lot of parallels. Said John Cena. Solo is a part of the icon Inouye family. Inouye family is the late Umaga's nephew and has adopted his trademark Samoan spike finisher. as his own. In WWE, Cena feuded with Umaga back in 2007, which led to matches at New Year's Revolution and the Royal Rumble, during which time Cena was the WWE champion. In the same interview, he was asked if Sikoa was doing himself a a disservice. He as it by staying loyal to Roman Reigns. Cena expressed that he doesn't he doesn't fault loyalty to people, considering how it's been his his mantra his mantra for years, but agree doesn't agree with blind loyalty. However, the 16-time world champion gave Solo the benefit of the doubt, stating that he's new to the game and may figure it out eventually. And what do you think about the comparisons that John Cena thought about Solo Sikoa being like his uncle, the same man that he wrestled back in the 2007 days, like, which I remember me and my brother used to watch, and that's when my brother had the Spinners Championship at the time because we were big John Cena fans. We still are to this day, but yeah, and even when he was on NXT, Solo Sikoa was getting those comparisons even there, even using the Samoan Spike sometimes, not as much as he is in the main roster. He usually did the spinning solo, like, which is like a spinning version of the Rock Bottom and the flying solo splash. But yeah, he even paid tribute by wrestling in a special match like for NXT with the face paint of Umaga as the Samoan Bulldozer. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Do you agree or do you disagree with the 16-time? Which I personally agree because he's he compared, because he's like he has that persona that compares his uncle, like he could be like him one day, like he can be like the next Umaga, but that day I wouldn't say exactly just yet. But yeah, he was, but even my own father thought that he's Umaga's own son, but that's his nephew because he's the younger brother of Rikishi, which Rikishi's the father of both the Usos and Solo Sikoa. Okay, next up we got some updates on talks reportedly taking place for potential Matt Riddle versus Jake Paul fight. And it says right here, Matt Riddle was one of the multiple WWE superstars released in the wakes of WWE finalizing its merger with UFC, but it does not appear he is stepping away from the world of combat sports. Combat sports. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, re, rep, rep, repu, repu, representative, represent, representations, I should say, representations. My apologies, the enunciation for the former WWE superstar, the and representate and representatives representatives representate the representatives for not presentation representatives for Jake Paul are in very pre, pre, prelim 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 pre, preliminary talks for some kind of exhibition between the two fighters. According to according to the report, it will be up to Paul in his represent in his representative the representatives if the fight happens or not. No word is given on what form of combat the two will engage in, with Paul becoming an ex an established name in the world of special attraction boxing, while Riddle has a MMA background that puts at a disadvantage in a traditional boxing match, especially against an up and comer like Paul. Riddle Riddle is not able to negotiate any kind of professional wrestling contract until December 20th, lim- limiting him to more traditional combat sports, according to the observer. Uh, and it says observer, there has been interest from other wrestling companies, but Riddle carries considerable baggage as the wrestler not only has behavioral behavioral and substance abuse but also had allegations of sexual assault le- le- uh, levied against him. Riddle has released from Riddle has been released from WWE in September, not long after he was involved in a altercation at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport after a WWE Super Show in India. The altercation ended with Riddle accusing a police officer of sexual assault, and in an investigation into the incident was seemingly still ongoing at the time of Riddle's release. And what do you think about this? And do you think Riddle is Riddle gonna fight? Is Riddle gonna fight Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul in an upcoming boxing match? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And what do you think about the allegations with Matt Riddle accusing this police officer from the John F. Kennedy airport, international airport? Like, do you think he's the innocent one, or do you think he's guilty and he was causing the trouble? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But me, I personally, I thought Riddle is one of the greatest fighters in all of professional wrestling, MMA, well, mostly professional wrestling, because that's why I watched him on the weekly basis because of professional wrestling. That's how I knew about Matt Riddle, because you gotta remember he all started back in 2018 in NXT, and I've been watching him ever since until his release this year of a 5-year run into World Wrestling Entertainment. And I hope he does his best and stay out of trouble for good this time, and not let his substance and his behavior get the better of him. And I wish him the best, and I hope y'all guys will be saying the same thing down in the comment section down below. But we're gonna have 2 more wrestling news, and we're gonna call it a day. We got some Hulk Hogan news now. As the WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan on his professional wrestling MT Rushmore, which is Mount Rushmore, of course. Yeah. And he said, and often discussed subjects in pro wrestling is the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, and Hulk Hogan has weighed in on the topic, naming Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, and 2 more WWE legends in his list. and it says right here, Hogan was recently was a recent guest on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, where he explained while Andre and Flair deserve to be on his Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, while naming The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the other two on the list of Mount Rushmore, like, and say, that's tough. Well, by saying on the interview, the Insight video interview with Chris Van Vliet a couple of days ago, saying, well, that's a tough one, because Andre was to be there, said Hogan. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Andre was the but Andre has to be there, and there's just enough heads to space there, because up there it would have to be Ric Flair. I tell Ric Flair, you're the greatest wrestler that ever lived, and I have other people tell me other things, but as far as I'm concerned, with him loving this business and being a complete sellout, he gave up everything, family, friends, his own health, everything to be in the business. That's kind of crazy type dedication way more than I could give. He did because he loved this business, and plus he was a top guy like forever. So it had to be Andre. It had to be Ric Flair. The quick fix would be Andre, Flair, Rock, and Austin in the Mount Rushmore. Van Vliet said that Hogan himself could be in the Mount Rushmore, to which the Hulkster joked that he could be placed behind a aforementioned four legends of four legends. Hogan also reserved some praise for two active WWE stars, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. He's saying, I'm going with the older guys, because there's some new guys like Seth Rollins who I really admire. Kevin Owens caught my eye really early when a lot of people didn't believe in him, and I saw him down in NXT at NXT, and I thought, oh my God, that brother's got it figured out. Said the legendary immortal wrestler. And what do you think about Hulk Hogan's wrestling Mount Rushmore? And do you agree with him on that, or do you have a Mount Rushmore on your own? What's your Mount Rushmore, your custom Mount Rushmore in the professional wrestling of who's going to wrestle the Mount Rushmore? But I don't know what to put on my wrestling podcast. There's plenty of names that's in the business. Trey, you. But anyways, I don't know how I got so many favorite wrestling names that's on my list that could be on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. But I would, but what you thought about Seth Rollins? I mean, Hulk Hogan's opinions about Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. and I saw it in person back in last year at a Sunday Night Stunner event, which I talk about it, like, which he was in the opener. Kevin Owens was in the opener with Austin Theory, while Seth Rollins was United States champion at the time, defending the championship against Matt Riddle. And it was a very fun time. I have it on my phone, but it's a bit blurry because of the fogs and stuff in the arena and in the city that I was watching the show with my uncle and my brother and his girlfriend. But yeah. But yeah, y'all let me know what you thought down in the comments below. We got some Road Dogg news now. It says WWE's Road Dogg would have loved to have a match versus this member of the Anoa'i family. And then according to the former WWE Tag Team Champion right here, Road Dogg Jesse James didn't really find his footing with the WWE Universe until his stint with the New Age Outlaws in 1997, by which time late WWE Hall of Famer Yokozuna had already made his final WWE appearance at the 1996 Survivor Series, while James would go on to have a Hall of Famer career himself. He still regrets never having the opportunity to work with Yokozuna. Wrestler he revealed while watching from afar, and then saying he was the man, the myth, the legend. James said of the late star on his "Oh You Didn't Know" podcast. He had the respect of all the people that you want respect from, if that makes any sense at all, of course. At the people that I really wanted respect from, respected that fire out of Yoko. It spoke volumes about how cool he was. I don't know how, however, to say it, but he was so cool, and he was that way to almost everybody. James described Yokozuna as one of the few wrestlers he never heard a negative story about. Which that's true. When you hear anything about Yokozuna, it's not nothing in a negative. It's not in a negative manner, if you know what I mean. I kind of agree with him on one thing about that. But anyways, we're gonna Trey. You can not so close. But anyways, it says right here. And it says right here that they never a negative about a testament to the Anoa'i dynasty members' personality when asked if he ever came close to sharing the ring with Yokozuna. James recalled a dark match where he got dumped off the apron by the 500-pounder while being in the corner of Jeff Jarrett. I've worked with a lot of the Anoa'i family members. They are all great. No one of them was not great. So he would have been just another to add that to the list. And it says right here as well as is well documented, Yokozuna made several attempts to return to WWE after the '96 Survivor Series, but but his inability to pass stay mandated physicals meant WWE was forced to release him in May of 1998, a little over 2 years before his passing. The the late star turned 57 on October 2nd, 2023, the day James recorded his podcast. James concluded his tribute to Yokozuna on his happy birthday, and I was, and like even though this is almost 7 days later, I want to send my deepest condolences. Even though I wasn't here yet when he passed away, but I want to send them now to the late great Samoan I'll say the Samoan sumo, yeah, the Samoan sumo man wrestler, or whatever you want to call him, into that unfortunate time for the NYE family. But what you thought about this? Let me know down in the comments below. I did not know that Road Dogg nearly fought him into a dark match, and also never had a chance to fight him, like, because he did make his debut in WWE in 1997 as a part of D-Generation X alongside Billy Gunn, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and X-Pac. And then that was a year after Yokozuna left at the end of that year in 1996. And then he sadly passed like 4 years later, like, which is 2 years after they released him due to his not passing the physical into the. Trey, is everything okay? Everything? Oh, oh, I think he's pooping. Yeah.
Is it hurting? Is it hurting?
Yeah.
Is it hurting, baby? Hey,
Come on, Trey. Come on, get the change. Come on. You can't leave him on there. I need a diaper. Come on, Trey. I'm not trying to leave.
Come here.
Here you go. Yeah,
You don't want to come out here.
come on, Trey.
You don't want to come out of Grandpa's room. No, don't make him leave.
Okay.
He wants to stay in Daddy's room. I won't let him stay.
Okay.
Go get back in the bed if you
Okay.
want to.
Okay. No
You
problem.
don't have to come out. Yeah, just leave him in there.
What's the matter?
Oh, the bed.
Okay. Next up, we got some Sky Blue news now. Okay. Sky Blue reveals why her joining AEW made her mama cry, or her mom cry. Yeah. It said Sky Blue may be one of AEW's most beloved underdogs, but she finds a massive support system within her mother. Speaking with Alicia Atout, recently, Blue described what it was like to her mom. She was officially all elite. She said her mom's emotions were high ever since she was announced for the company in the Casino Battle Royal in 2021. And it also says right here from the interview, when went home and she was just in the living room crying, and she was like, are we going to go? Like, and then Sky Blue said, I was like, yes, like I have tickets. Blue said, but when I got the graphic, I was in a matchup chair, and they had posted it on Twitter already, and I was trying to be like sneaky, but my dad had already seen it on Facebook because he loves Facebook. But I was in the makeup chair. I was in the makeup chair, and I FaceTimed her, and I just sent it to her in a text, and I just like everybody in math and makeup just heard her scream, and then she was like uh, bawling her eyes out, and I like now I'm crying, and I'm trying to get my makeup done, and I got a match. Blue said her mom is the biggest supporter and best friend. She told about her mom and said her mom loves to tell people she's the reason Blue is a wrestler. Some expectant mom mothers listen to classical music to influence their babies and their influence their babies, and for they are but Blue's mom had a different idea because she got really sick was when she was pregnant with she said by Blue pregnant with me, so she was bedridden for 6 months. Blue said, but she watched wrestling the entire time. The That was just her go-to when couldn't couldn't sleep or something. She just turned on wrestling, so she's like up. She's like, "Yup, I helped you when we were stuck in bed." And what do you thought about this confession from Sky Blue? Y'all let me know straight down in the comment section down below. Okay, we're gonna end this news now with Tony Schiavone on seeing Adam Copeland and Christian together at AEW's Wrestle Dreams. And it says right here, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland may not be on the best of terms at the moment, especially after Christian's profanity laced reboot to Copeland. Dang it! Why is my phone doing that right now again? Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, the news with Tony Schiavone talking about Christian Cage and Adam Copeland may not be in the best of terms, especially when he released a reboot to Copeland last night on AEW Dynamite, which not last. This is probably from Thursday. My apology. Saying on this past Wednesday on Dynamite, whenever the duo's reunion in AEW has largely been seen as a positive by many wrestling fans, harkening back to their days as a tag team in WWE. On the latest episode of What Happened When podcast, AEW announcer Tony Schiavone discussed Copeland's AEW debut, including the fact that he was mostly in the dark on Copeland coming into the company. That is until he was brought up to speed to speed just at the right time. The odd thing was I had no idea he was there, Shivani said. None until somebody, and this had to happen again. My apologies to my viewers. I need to look him. What's wrong with my phone lately? Maybe it's because I had it on the side like that. My apologies. I'm gonna finish off reading this article about what Shivani said on this podcast interview, saying what he was saying. Let's see right here. Okay, let's see. Let's move on. It's and it said Giovanni said none of said Giovanni, none until somebody smart me up about maybe about an hour before the show. The surprise was worth it for Shivani especially when it came time for Copeland and Christian to confront each other in the ring. A moment Shivani believes came off tremendously, and saying, I thought it was pretty cool when he slides in the ring and he and Christian go face to face, Shivani said, because I'm looking to them. Looking to them, they're thinking, man, there's a legendary tag team just starring at each other. It was a very, very good moment, and the fans they're lost. They lost their minds as well. Yeah, Adam Copeland made his debut at Wrestle Dreams last Sunday, and he's been on AEW programming ever since, like making appearances on cutting a promo and calling out Christian, the teaming him again, and no longer teaming because they're gonna drop because Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus gonna drop him. You got no other friends but himself, and he's like, "Go blank yourself," going totally non-PG, using profanity languages like that. And he also cut a promo about why is Christian like this. Like, I know he's on the Bond villain side of things, but did he really have to go this far and be so cruel to his own best friend on last night's Collision? Make sure y'all check that out on my Dynamite and Collision review. It's on my YouTube channel. Check it out at Super Ninja Austin 213. And what do you think what's gonna happen next with these two? We're gonna finally see them being as a tag team and reuniting and become a tag team again, or do you think Adam and Christian are gonna feud first? Which that's gonna be the case. Whether for TNT titles on the line or not, we're probably gonna have this big match. Whether if it's gonna be at full gear or not, it's gonna be a long-term booking until probably Revolution, which that'll probably be way too long. That's like 6. No, that's 5 months from now, but still, that's still long throughout this storyline into this programming. But what y'all thought about tonight's AEW? I mean, what you thought about my wrestling news video today on this latest edition of the SNA podcast? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and I hope you loved it. And if you did, please give me a huge thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification bell so you can be notified when I do my upcoming video at the SNA podcast. For the latest editions of the podcast. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 64th episode of the SNA podcast. Hope you all enjoyed that. And if you did, yeah, make sure you give the thumbs up. And And then tomorrow night, I will be doing the Monday Night Raw review, which is going to be episode 65. The Monday Night Raw review, part 9. And also, this was the wrestling review, part 13. And then make sure y'all check out the wrestling news back to back 2 days in a row, like with it being part 14 and 15 this Wednesday and this Wednesday and Thursday, and then alongside we're gonna have the SNA podcast of the usual Dynamite. Do SmackDown and Rampage after that, which I believe this is gonna be episode 66. We got 68 and 69, episode 69, 68 of the SNA podcast. Make sure y'all check that out. And then, yeah, I hope y'all have a great Sunday. See you guys tomorrow. And see you guys tomorrow on the SNA podcast, episode 65 of the Monday Night Raw review. Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out.